Just cleared the pre-check line. All I had to do was put my wallet and cell phone in my bag, and that was it. Kept my belt on, kept my shoes on. Mom's still going through the line, and I'm still waiting. Plus, there was nobody in the line to begin with. Beautiful. Worth every penny of the 85 bucks. Anyway, we're heading back to Manila. So I shall see you all as we board Asiana flight OZ201, departing at noon, arriving in Seoul at around 4 p.m. local time. So, 2-hour layover. We take off again at around 6 or 7 and arrive in Manila at around 11. I'm sorry, 10. And then hopefully Mr. Victor will be picking us up. Hopefully. And hopefully there's no delays in Seoul. So, I'll chat with you as we move towards the goal. This is Tom Bradley International Terminal at the ever popular LAX, Los Angeles International Airport. It's the main structure in between two other structures dedicated to more domestic flights. Right now, Abti's looking for some booze with Zaldi, and I'm just chilling. Drove 3 hours in Vegas with very little sleep, and I'm not tired, and I'm not hungry either. Kind of weird, but I'm sure both will be kicking in soon. So bear with me. It's going to be fun. In case you haven't figured out where we're at. So, if I had bought plane tickets Southwest that would have taken off from Vegas at 6, we would have been here at around 7. Which would have been even earlier than when we took off from 4 on wheels to get here at about 8. So, now we're just chilling out in the cheap seats. Unlike when we were upstairs. That was nice. But then again, I needed a bath. This time I don't need a bath right away. So we'll probably grab something to eat real quick before we head onto the plane once they start opening up the fuselage. So. I almost forgot. I neglected to include the fact that when we checked in, well, I had anticipated a Korean to be serving us as far as the bags and all this other stuff. And technically we were. There were 2 Korean hosts in front of the kiosk to help us check in using our passports, and then they ushered us to where we turned the bags in. And when we got there, it was a kid who, I didn't even think he was Filipino, but he was. Nanette befriended him. And he was able to hook us up with decent seats. He overlooked a few extra pounds in some of the bags. And recommended that we not let anybody touch a carry-on because they're over 22 too. But anyway, nice kid. We don't remember his name, but we invited him over to Las Vegas if he's ever in town. Look me up at the Strat. Yet another decent part of this flight, because God knows it was challenging these last few days just to get ready. But it's only a little after 10. We still got a good 90 minutes or so before they start ushering us into the fuselage. Both Nanette and I are exhausted, and I'm hungry and exhausted, which is a bad combination. We'll see you in there. And there's our bird for this first trek of the flight. It's a Airbus A380. I think it's an A380. It's a double-decker. You got business class on the upper tier with a sparse amount of economy, and the majority of economy is on the bottom floor towards the rear, as well as bits and pieces of business, as well as first class up front right behind the cockpit. It's a really decent flight considering how large this bird is. It's going to hopefully get us there in 13 hours, give or take, depending on weather conditions and when we can actually leave. I just want to eat and sleep, you know, like the pets. Well, the fatigue factor kicking in big time now. Got to chew gum to stay somewhat awake. Trying to stay awake as long as possible so that my sleep pattern matches the time zones we're heading to. So right now I'm supposed to be asleep over there. And I'm feeling it. Let's see if we can hang on. I'm sure that when it's time to eat, I'll be wide awake again. T-minus 40 minutes. Well, we boarded. You hear that magical noise? That's what's going to entertain us for the next 13 hours. But check this out. I may be called upon to save lives. At least with near a bathroom. And I brought noise reduction headphones. And I'm so happy I did. Another downside to this is that we don't have any under the seat storage. So I had to put everything up in the overhead compartments. So I can't do any video editing on the laptop. Can't do any of that. And yes, it continues. All right, as promised, we got ourselves some bibimbap. Here's all the things that go with the white rice and the hot sauce. And I gotta have my Merlot. Or that's cerise with a little glass of water. Not sure what that is. It looks like some sort of mini omelet with daiko. And a towelette. And of course, no chopsticks. Gotta use utensils. And once you mix everything in, it looks kind of like this. And then they threw in some miso soup on top of that. And this is what it looks like when you hadn't eaten in over a day. Still got the Kit Kat to deal with. Yep, that bibimbap was excellent. The red wine was pretty good. The soup was good. I'm just waiting for my coffee. Joe. Bathroom's located all the way to the rear of this vessel, and it is cramped. That's the wall, and it goes down to the toilet. Somebody just left this, and needless to say, he obviously had dinner. And then for the ladies, you're looking good, and for the disabled. I gotta brush my fangs because that bibimbap leaves a little residual after effect. So, see you back in my chair later. Looks like we dimmed the lights, so it's time to go to bed. After's already out cold. But I'm starting to feel the aftermath of eating. At least my fangs are clean. Can't wait for the next meal in a few hours. supper, we're having a pasta dish with shrimp and peas, a bean salad, muffin with butter, and a fruit bowl. Pasta dish consisted of pasta, a hint of sauce, some baby shrimp, peas, and scallops. It was alright, but a bit bland. The bean salad was okay. I'm not a bean fan unless it's in chili or burritos, but the sauce made a difference. And the fruit bowl, well, it is what it is. Once again, waiting on the Joe. About 2 hours layover. It's going to take us about 30 minutes to get through that interim customs check before we get into the terminal. Might have some time to pop into the lounge, but I doubt it. But we'll try anyway. First, we're going to get past the chaos of finding my bags, which is someplace in one of these overhead bins. I think in bin 73. And Annette's got hers right above us, someplace in the back. I got my personal stuff on the side. It's chaos. So we'll see what happens. Well, we landed. We took a hard bounce on that landing, and we're in the back, so we feel everything. And now the chaos begins. We're gonna be here a while. It wasn't that chaotic after all. And there we are. And then that's playing tourist photographer, helping out the gang, standing in front of the water fixture, which is in front of the Incheon airport sign. It's supposed to be cold out, but their heat is kicking in today. So time to get through customs and then see how long we got to the next flight. I don't know what it is about these things, but I just dig them. Extinguishers for midgets.
손님의 우선 탑승으로 인해 탑승이 지연되어 18시 30분 탑승 예정이니 이 점 널리 양해해 주시기 바랍니다. 손님 여러분께 불편을 끼쳐드려 대단히 죄송합니다.
I had intended on showing you more of the airport, but we were in a bit of a rush after we had to clear the transfer security checkpoint, which is basically the same as TSA. We quickly realized that our flight was about to leave in less than 40 minutes. So we kind of rushed over here, way down yonder in this building, and check out this line. Chaos, but the price is good. And we'll be back home in a few hours. Hopefully Victor is waiting for us. Last leg, and this is a small and packed plane. But 2.5 hours later, we get to get off. Tonight's meal consists of a beef dish with rice, muffin, I think that's velvet cake, and tossed salad, and happy juice. The beef had a bulgogi flavor to it, though faint. Rice was sticky, but typical nuked rice. Tossed salad was alright, had a lot of, I guess, cheese, cottage cheese. I'm not a fan of velvet cake, but the icing was good. And now, once again, waiting on my Joe. We have arrived. And as it turns out, this last flight was basically a great big culture dish. Now I got a cold. I cleared customs, no problem as always. Trying to find cookies for our nephew, but that didn't go well either. Now we just wait for our 4 bags to come out, hopefully in one piece. Then I got to reach out to Victor via messenger to see if he's in or if he's en route, because I really don't want to leave this building. I'm enjoying the AC. It's supposed to be 86 degrees outside, and as always humid. So finally, my 2 feet are in the Philippines again. For a minute there, I thought they lost our luggage because of the turnover in the transfer flight. But alas, our luggage popped out from the luggage carrier. And then we're looking for Wi-Fi that doesn't exist unless you have a phone number locally. And out of the blue, Victor pops out of nowhere. Unfortunately, he doesn't know where he parked. So here we are in the parking lot, waiting for him to find his truck. But despite what the pilot said, it doesn't feel like 86 degrees, but I don't know, we were freezing to death 24 hours ago in LA, so. And now, what, 3 hours? About a 3-hour road trip to Lucban from Manila. Might be less because it's night. It's, what is this, Monday? Sunday night, going into Monday morning, so hopefully the streets will be with less traffic. And we see Victor in the distance still looking for his truck. Well, let's hope it didn't grow legs. You with me? Anyway, I'll check back in a few miles after we take off, if we ever do.